Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Kali Call of Darkness, Season 3, Episode 14. Oh my god, the last episode was so chaotic. We discovered that Kiran and we are the Messiah. So we splashed our blood at the altar of Mahadevi Kali and we have awoken her from her long sleep. So now let's see what she's gonna be pulling now. Fate lost as it spins its wheel. Uh-oh. Let us finally murder Vimal. Episode 14. Threats of Fate. Warning, this episode contains description of violence, suffering, and death. Okay. The ritual fire ring engulfed the entire room, marking the appearance of the goddess. When Kiran came back to his senses, I immediately hugged him. Instead of the statue, Mahadeva Kali was now sitting on the altar. The noble families are tearing each other apart like wild animals. Blood, weapons, and rage. Your honor died here with all the fallen. It was hard to tell what filled the dungeon next, laughter or a roar of rage. My children are slaughtering each other in hopes of gaining my favor. Isn't this a cause of grief for every mother? Isn't this the worst thing you could have done for me? The crowd was bewildered by the appearance of the goddess. The locals fell to their knees in awe, and the British seemed paralyzed in horror. Kindness of Goddess Path, the Dark Mother, is here in front of us. Like many, I slowly kneeled down. If she favored us in this massacre, we were going to prevail. But it wasn't that simple. It wasn't the Indians against the British. It was everyone against each other. Gabriel spoke to his men quietly. Stay put. I warned you. There's a special mission. She can't kill anyone. If you're not afraid and survive, you'll be able to ask the Foreign Office for whatever you want. I'm sorry? Some nodded vigorously. Others took an uncertain step back as if ready to flee. Me. It would have been good if at least half of his squad decided to stay. Vama was the first who dared to break the silence. Of course, he's the one that wants to die first. Mahadevi, let me offer you priceless blood. Let me quench the thirst of many years and bring the messiahs to their knees. We've been waiting for you. We've lived hoping that one day we would bow our heads before you. He pointed at Kiran and me. Excuse you. Brother and sister, two parts of a single whole. They are the ones who will sate you and calm the wrath that you want to bring down on everyone. AMRIT interrupted him. He seemed to be much less scared than everyone else since he regularly came into contact with the Dark Mother during rituals. A wrath doesn't need to be appeased. Any process is a cycle. There's a beginning and an end to everything. You're not a Shakta if you don't understand this fundamental truth. Destruction is inevitable and necessary. He turned slowly to the Dark Mother. She was watching them from above. You're asking me for mercy after slaughtering so many people for the sake of your ambitions? Period. Murder him, girl. Child, you're the personification of the vices that have filled the hearts of humankind and plunged the world into darkness. Suddenly, Mahakali looked at me, her gaze. It was palpable. I could feel it in every cell of my body. There was everything in the goddess' eyes. She was the world, the universe, the beginning and the end. Maintain eye contact. I didn't turn away, eager to show that I wasn't intimidated. I wasn't terrified and confused, yes. I was terrified and confused, yes, but at least I had the strength to look the goddess in the eye. And respect! Ooh! Nowadays, there are not many people who are ready to give up their life for someone else. They are so rare. Yet this righteousness is not enough to pay for the rest of the corrupted souls. These children are beautiful in their sacrifice. Mahadevi knows that your brother is more precious to you than your own life. The Dark Mother pointed her finger at Kiran and me. They are the fingers, but not the cause. They were born to announce the start of the last stage of the world. It's inevitable. I touched Ratan, whispering to him, period and respect. Ratan, if our role as the Messiah has come to an end, will we be free from the voices? I won't go crazy like my grandma, right? No, it means you die. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop. Radan took his eyes off the Dark Mother. This is a wise question to ask. You've known about the mother's call and the blood ritual for a long time. You hear voices not only because you're the Messiah, but also because of the blood ritual. To pay off the mother, that ritual must be repeated, a life in exchange for freedom. That's why Indira was haunted by voices. She didn't do that. Vaimul trembled, falling to his knees. Dark Mother, I'm begging you, forgive your erring child this disorder. No, you have to die. Disorder is also part of order. Ratan is living at the other side of the room, and me too. You want to ask for favors after all the shit you pulled? Good times are eventually followed by bad ones. Order is bound to be destroyed and turned into a new and improved way of life. Woo-hoo-hoo! She raised her arms. Fight, decide who will build the future on the ruins of the past. Who is worthy of serving me? Who is destined to die at the hands of their loved ones? Do mortals believe that they are wiser than the gods? Show me what your desires and decisions will lead to. Kali laughed again and started dancing. Destroy, break the old order. Ooh! It was Tandava, a divine dance performed by Mahadevi Shiva. Symbolizing creation, preservation, and dissolution. A cycle. The cycle of the dozen. The union of the Dubais and the Basus was formed, and then a disagreement arose which caused a major massacre. A cycle of sacrifice that started with a man and ended with the guilty. It was just the goddess' order to destroy each other, to get lost in chaos and devastation, to break everything that existed before, so that those who were going to survive and rise from the ashes could create a new tomorrow. People rushed at each other, consumed by a desire to survive and win, to not end up on the side that fell on that day. All our decisions, desires, and actions led to one thing, the cycle. We thought we were doing something unusual, something wrong, but in fact we were just a part of a fundamental pattern of the world, and everything that was about to happen was supposed to happen. Jesus. Meanwhile, helping Lima lean on him, Kiran led her away from the heat of the fight and helped her move to a quieter corner of the hall. She paid little attention to anything, spellbound by the goddess Kali. Oh God, poor her. I would be like that too, girl, don't worry. In her eyes was the primeval fear of something unknown, of someone beyond powerful. They sat together against the wall, anxiously looking around the hall and the chaos that surrounded them. You must hide somewhere. I'll find a weapon and help the others. What? No. There is a crowd of men here who are taught to kill since they were in diapers, and you're going to fight them? There's no choice. I can't abandon Amala and Killian, but girl, you're in no condition to fight right now. Lima was on edge, ready to rush into battle. Reckless, she's going to get hurt, I know that for sure. Kiran frantically tried to think of a way to distract her. He had to do that before she took off and rushed into the thick of it. An idea came quickly. He felt embarrassed about it, but he knew that it would save Lima's life. Is he gonna kiss her or something? Oh, cute. He's going to be like, please don't go, I'm terrified. Please stay with me. Please don't go. Lima turned her head to look at him, surprised. She had never heard Kiran sound so scared. Yes. I don't know if I can protect myself. I'm scared to be alone. I can't believe I'm saying this, Kiran. Kiran. It's for a good cause, Kiran. She sighed heavily. There was a dagger lying on the floor. She hastily took it from a dead man's side and then said firmly, Fine, you really need protection. Esther after you. Stick with me. Thank you. It worked. That's funny. People were still rushing around, killing each other and screaming in anger, pain, and fear. They no longer even knew why they were fighting so furiously. They were obeying an order because that's what they were used to. Oh my God. One of them noticed Kiran and Lima huddled in the corner, a haggard-looking woman and a scrawny boy. What could be easier? Oh, hell no. He ran toward them with his blade in his hand, ready to take 2 more lives. Weren't they the ones Vaimul Dubai wanted to kill? He was going to be glad if his will was fulfilled. Watch out! Lima gripped the dagger and jumped to her feet. She didn't feel anything anymore. No fear, no anxiety, no self-awareness. Only a slight tension before rushing forward. She was not one to lose control in a stressful situation. You need a woman to protect you. You're pathetic. The man slowed down, getting closer to Lima. You can speak any language you want. I'm going to cut off your tongue anyway, period. Love it. I don't understand you, bitch. Is that how things are? So you better save your breath. He swung his blade, but his movement turned out to be slow and clumsy. Lima, who weighed about half as much as he did, deftly dodged him and jumped away. She kicked him, and the man staggered, but that was it. That tickled. Standing with his back against the wall, Kiran was trying to figure out how to help Lima. He grabbed a rock lying nearby and shouted in English, "Get down." She instantly obeyed, and Kiran threw the stone at the man, hitting him in the shoulder. You little... Yes, me. He made a quick lunge, and Lima didn't have time to dodge. She crossed blades with him, but she wasn't strong enough to fight him off. Her dagger fell on the floor, leaving Lima unarmed. The man laughed and swung. Kiran was paralyzed in horror, and at the moment he only had one thought. Help me, I boss. The attacker blinked when a strange mist thickened in front of him. He rubbed his eyes as if something was wrong with his vision. Me. The mist took shape. Priya, being the queen she is. What the? Oh yes, queen. Another spiteful man. She also deserved so much more. My god, who's this? Another silhouette appeared. Oh my gosh, was that her friend? I don't think that it was her sister, right? The world doesn't change. The man slashed at the two silhouettes with his blade, but it went through them. They're ghosts, bitch. How aggressive. Are you out of your mind? Lata, take care of him. Warm him up for me. Woo! Yes. Lata slowly moved toward the man. He started shaking, dropping his weapon, and began to retreat. But there was the wall behind him. Priya turned to Kiran. I can feel her energy in you. I'm Mamala's brother. Ah, what a sweet boy. You were protecting her, I saw it. She looked at Lima, who was frozen in shock. The Mother's Heaven gives shelter and strength to all battered women. How sweet it is to have even a little power. She shifted her gaze to the man. He's scum. His death will be slow. Tell your sister I've paid my debt. You're a real one, Priya. Priya slowly moved toward the wall to end the attacker's life. Period. Kiran hugged Lima. They turned away when they heard an excruciating scream. God, whatever that was, we are alive. Yelled Priya, and the past she returned the favor. Period. At that moment, AMRIT found himself facing Vimal. Thank you, can we finally murder this bitch? They were both holding weapons, glaring at each other. Did you hear? The Dark Mother herself approves the death of one of us. I don't want you to suffer, so I'll finish you quick. Oh. You like the sound of your own voice, just like my father. Let's caught up with him and you're next. Ooh. Vimal didn't continue the conversation and rushed at his nephew. They crossed blades. AMRIT was younger and stronger, but Vimal was more experienced. He'd been in many fights and worse still. He had killed many people. The only way for the younger Dubai to gain advantage was to strike first, defend himself, guess his uncle's plans. Well, normally I would say strike first, but we know that he's like that. So I would say defend himself. Vimal couldn't match AMRIT's speed. Sooner or later, he was going to make a fatal mistake. Watching their battle, I was trying to think of a way to kill Vimal. I crouched down to one of the dead men and picked up a long blade. I needed a bigger weapon. I had no intention of standing idle, and I wanted to have a hand in the death of Vimal. Despite being disgusted by blood, dirt, and pain, I was ready to sacrifice a lot to deal with him. He deserves that and nothing less. The rest would follow, but my worst enemy was going to suffer today. Yes! Vimal immediately sensed my presence. How's it going, bitch? Backing up, he avoided AMRIT's blow and then turned to me. The monsieur is here, or rather, only one half of it. I won't miss out on the pleasure of killing you. I want to see despair in your eyes. Sorry. This bitch deserves nothing less. The lioness is showing her claws. I haven't seen it in a while. Lioness? Indira. Oh, Indira was the name of her grandmother. Hated. I hate him. Ooh. Can we just murder him at this point? Do we really have to listen to his monologues? Indira never told you. We used to call Basu women lionesses because of their status, the symbolize of their family, the lion, and their association with Durga. Durga is the patroness of women and lioness at the head of the pride. It fits. Had to show ordinary people that even a lioness could be defeated. While Vaimo was talking, Amrit never stopped attacking him. Thank you. Stop talking. I glanced around looking for Kira, Lima, Killian, and Gabriel. My brother and Lima were nowhere to be seen, and I took it as a good sign. They were probably hiding. Killian and Gabriel were fighting with the others. It was an unfair fight as Grand Squad had firearms. However skilled the locals were, they didn't stand a chance against the bullets. Kindness of Goddess path. They must have a death wish, bringing the lowest form of death in the presence of Mahadevi. As soon as we finish with Vimal, we will immediately move on to that squad. Damn! After a few shots, Mahakali suddenly roared. Those who bring dishonorable death should die like animals. Ooh! On my land, only true death awaits you. Ooh! I'm sorry. Mahadevi Kali is a queen. She's a queen. She's like my rules and nothing else. What you think you're doing? The Dark Mother waved her arms, and a group of men who were holding guns had their throats instantly slit. Jesus! Spraying blood and wheezing in horror, they dropped dead. Mahadevi started dancing and laughing beneath the crimson fountains. Both Gabriel and Killian threw their weapons to the ground as if they had been burned by them. Yeah, they can't use it. Several more mercenaries realized what was happening and did the same, while others died too. My man, bloody hell. Shut up, grab anything you can off the floor and fight back. Either you obey her or you die. You'd better fight while you have the chance. That. So many people died at once. Amala, take. Again, Vaimo. Oh, again this bitch, she's still not dead? Amrit turned to me for a moment, cursed, and I saw Priyanka appearing behind him. She clung to Amrit's back and tried to wrestle him to the floor. My son, you robbed me of my son. The night is almost over, I'll never be a mother. Oh my gosh, this bitch has to go. Can we murder her, please? At this point, she has to go. Like she has been manipulating Kiran just so that she could have his soul. Do we actually realize this? But I'm happy that he had this sense to know that she is just a bitch and that she's not genuine at all. So that he didn't try to get in a deeper relationship with her. Amrit turned around and grabbed her shoulder, squeezing it so hard that she howled in pain. How come you're not dead yet? Amrit, that's the question I'm asking myself. Kindness of Goddess path. Vaimo tried to take advantage of this distraction and swung. I rushed forward to stop him, thinking, Goddess, help me. At that moment, I felt a surge of energy. My blade sliced through the air, very close to Vaimo's face. You dare try to stab me in the back. He was bewildered and terrified when he noticed the outlines of 8 more arms around me, and I felt like I was filled with someone else's anger. Stay away, Asura. Ma Durga. Thanks to your offering on the day of Durga Puja, you earned the goddess' favor. Amrit didn't let Priyanka run away. Period. That's why you always are nice to the god. Vaimo dodged, but his attempt at hurting Amrit. You had a chance to escape. Now you're doomed. I'll kill you if you move. He shoved Priyanka roughly toward the altar. She stumbled and fell face down at the foot of the Mahakali statue. That left the 3 of us. Don't move, Amala. I'll deal with him. So you can have him all for yourself? That? Nah. I'm gonna kill him as well. He killed my mother. Vaimo was between us. His odds didn't look good. He was faced with the heiress of the family he ruined and the heir of the family he betrayed. Amrit took a small step toward him. Vaimo tensed, trying to keep his distance. Now, where do you think you're going? You don't feel like talking anymore, uncle. Ooh, Amrit, me. You're nothing but a spoiled brat. And you're nothing but ashes. Vaimo retreated step by step, feeling threatened by his nephew. Where do you think you're going? His back almost hit me when I stood on tiptoe behind him and put a blade to his neck. Period. I whispered in his ear, Gotcha. Ooh! Yes! Ooh, people, I'm living for these visuals. His men were too busy fighting to help their leader. You can't. I can't! Are we gonna do the exact same thing as with Ratan in the last episode? You wouldn't dare? Yes, I would dare! Cut Vimal's throat. It's a pity you underestimated me. Amrit looked me straight in the eye. Come on, do it. You know I will. He handed me Kalidasa, bringer of pain. Vimal knew why, but he didn't have time to react. No, just kill. No, I'm gonna kill you with exactly that. With great pleasure, I pressed the blade to Vimal Dubai's throat, drawing it along his thin skin. Vimal died at your hands. You have avenged the entire Bezu family. My arms, my chest, and the floor around Vimal turned crimson. I could feel his heart pounding, slowing its rhythm in unison with his fading breath. Plus 4 respect, period! The quieter and weaker he became, the more satisfied I felt. Amrit, who gave up his role of executioner to me, was watching me closely. Did you like it? Yes. I kept silence, savoring the feeling of triumph. The daughter of the dark hypostasis of Tridevi has awakened her cruelty. Tridevi is a triad of Sarasvati, Lakshman, and Pravat, the wives of the 3 main gods in Hinduism. Ooh! Amrit turned to the goddess, bowing. We will end the slaughter, Mahadevi. Vimal's body collapsed limply, almost to confirm Amrit's words. Our first enemy was defeated, but he wasn't the last. Ooh, people, I'm living! Amrit took me a little further away and pointed at a Grant. I need to kill Gabriel. He's only here to distract my uncle's men. He thinks the same about us. How naive. He will deal with some people and move on to others. Eventually, he'll get us. We'll figure it out. Don't put your weapon away, Miss Bazoo. A grin suddenly flashed across Amrit's focused face. Amala, look at us. Huh? You and me, restoring order hand in hand so that we can rule together later. Like they did 170 years ago. When our family formed an alliance, yes. It truly seems that our destiny is to solve all issues together. Those who have knowledge can't keep order without those who have power. I pointed at the altar. Priyanka, we will finish off one side first, then proceed to the other. Path of loyalty, I need her. Mrs. Chauhan. I want her to pay for what my brother went through. You don't want to deal with her personally? I've had enough blood on my hands today. Dubai turned the blade in his hands and smiled nonchalantly. Let this be my gift to you in honor of your return to the dozen. That's generous of you, Mr. Dubai. Honestly, I would be saying that that's an honor. He approached Priyanka, who was lying by the statue. He looked her in the eye and grinned. You have ruined your life for such a meaningless reason, and you will lose it just as meaninglessly. Ooh! Hearing his words, she pressed herself against the wall and shook her head. Don't, my husband is here, and I'm supposed to care? You managed to catch Priyanka. Really? I'll look for him as soon as I'm done with you. And he'll die as well. Oh, no, you know what? Priyanka is here and you can find out what you wanted to do to Kiran. Wait. I loomed over her. I wanted answers. My brother, you wanted to kill him, didn't you? You poisoned him, clouded his mind. It wasn't poison. It was just a little concoction that lifts the veil of consciousness, awakening the inner energy of a person. If he started hearing voices after that, they were there all along. It just brought them to light. And what exactly have you brought to light? I don't know his power, since he has both knowledge and confidence. He's a wise, strong man. I've always dreamed of having a son like him. That's why I made that concoction. Why would you want to stir up his energy? To make it stronger, I wanted to collect it using his toothbrush and make a new concoction. He would drink it, then I'd cut the chakra of life and I would conceive. His energy would help me. How charming. I waved my hand at Amrit and turned away so as not to see. Amrit wasn't going to cut her throat with Kalidasa, or that would have made her one of the victims in the cycle. He just killed her quickly. I only heard a short scream and the sound of a body falling. Serves you right. Oh my god, Priyanka is dead. Okay. Gabriel was fighting off one of Vimal's men when we arrived on his side of the ritual room.
Honestly, why aren't they doing it like Heaven's Secret Season 2? When you like murder Satan, we're like, Satan is dead, fighting is useless. But no, apparently not. The leader is dead and they're still fighting for the leader that has gone. Ironically, Vimal's people didn't even notice that he had died and were still fighting for the ideas of a man who had already been sacrificed to the Dark Mother. Yes. Killian saw us first.
Amala?
Amrit and I stood side by side holding bloody weapons. He saw Vimal's body behind us and suddenly realized why we were there.
No. Is this really your decision?
I don't wish you any harm. I just want to keep order in my land.
By killing people?
With a past like yours, I wouldn't go around judging others. Ooh! As your friend, it hurts Killian to realize whose side you're on. Whose side am I on? Gabriel turned around and froze.
This is your choice?
Yes.
You played me, caught me off guard.
But you never let down your guard, don't ya? Grant smirked. Mercy wasn't an option. We both had an important goal to achieve. You and Gabriel had a romantic connection? Wait, what? None of us were going to back down, which meant that we had no choice but to see this to the end.
I'm tired of this. You won't leave? Then you'll stay here forever. We came here to do our job. A couple of hours ago we were standing back to back. How ironic. This band, your damn sect, isn't your cycle complete? Don't tell me what to do.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, this actually is just a battle of egos. Both Killian and Amrit have insanely powerful egos. Killian took the first step, lunging at Amrit. He dodged and parried the blow. I don't want to kill any one of you two. Please don't try to fight. I don't want to take sides. Even though they had been enemies from the very beginning, it seemed so strange to see them fight each other after everything they'd been through. But Gabriel wasn't going to hesitate. He was at my side in an instant. I jerked back, not letting him grab me. He wants to kill me. Scare him away. I swung my weapon several times near Gabriel to show how determined I was. I won't spare you. Please leave. I could only dodge his strikes because if I lunged, he would certainly grab me. The four of us were in the same situation. Killian and Amrit were pointing their blades at each other. Gabriel grabbed me, holding me against him with his knife to my throat.
Leave her alone, or I'll stab him right now. If you're fast enough. Ugh.
Why don't you two use your forces to stab Gabriel together? At that moment, Kiran appeared in our line of sight. He looked pale and exhausted. Next to him was Ratan, who was talking to him quietly. They noticed us and froze.
Mala? Grand, don't you dare.
Ooh, path of low respect, what you mean? Gabriel looked at Amrit searchingly. My heart sank. I was trying to work out what to do, how to get out of that situation. But Grant's low voice destroyed any hope I had.
Kill him if you want. My job is more important to me.
A sharp, unbearable pain pierced my throat. What you mean? I couldn't get any air into my lungs. Instead, it came from my open wound with a terrible wheezing sound. What? What? What is this shit? Life was draining away from me. Child.
Amala.
Amrit darted in my direction. He caught me as I was falling. What is this shit?
No.
He sank slowly to his knees and put my head on his chest. There was so much horror and pain in his eyes, almost as if he was the one dying, not me.
My Maharani. Don't speak, my Maharani. I'll figure something out.
Dubai pressed his hand against the wound on my throat. His fingers sank into the warm liquid, but he couldn't stop it. I couldn't speak. I just raised my weak hand and pointed at Kiran. My brother was by my side, his lips trembling with overwhelming grief. He was staring at me as I was turning pale and coughing. He was losing the only family he had left. Amrit knew what the truth was. He knew I was dying.
I'll take care of him. Wait for me, Mama Rati. I'll find you in the next life.
Everything went dark. The last thing I saw was Amrit's heavy, menacing gaze staring at his enemy, and then I was gone. That's so ridiculous. You died. You will be reborn in the wheel of samsara. Uh-huh. The night was coming to an end. Soon it was going to be replaced by the first glimmers of dawn. Of course. I'm sorry, this was so disrespectful. I died. For what? For what did I die? I don't know what to say, people. I am so mad right now. How can you say I have low respect? How can you say I have low respect? I have 119 respect points. How can you say I have low respect? What you mean? Anyways, that was it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, even though I didn't enjoy the last part. I died. Nice. We'll see you in another video. Bye.